I've got so many clips to get to. We'll start doing it in the next segment. And I believe we have one of the other reporters coming in that was at the Women's March and got attacked. Yeah, and she's a black lady. It's just crazy how hateful these groups are. But again, they've been entitled to go out and act like this. But here's Gloria Steinem back in the 1960s on national television bragging about how the CIA recruited her to take over the women's movement with the foundations. They knew about her work with the foundations. They wanted to work with her. The foundations created the CIA. Okay, this is all declassified. This came out in the 70s, congressional hearings. I keep talking about foundations. They're the ones that talk about putting chemicals in the plastics to confuse the sexuality of men, make them feminine, make women hyper-feminine, but then that gives them breast cancer. That's what the glyphosates and the chemicals and all of it do. And I was seeing that the people most affected by the chemicals, most susceptible, you could see them, they were really screwed up, were the people out there protesting Trump. These are the people that this project was successful ruining. Here's Gloria Steinem that helped destroy the American family. Here she is.
Gloria, at the festival, you worked for the Independent Research Service.
That's right.
Well, exactly when did your own association with the CIA start, and in what fashion? Did they come to you, or did you go to them?
In 1958, when I came home from India, I
listen to the arrogance.
With student leaders, past and present, many of them active with the National Student Association, this kind of small foundation to encourage Americans to go. They thought it was a good idea, too. I was then told by foundations and professors and friends that I should not do this, that I would get in trouble with the House Un-American Activities Committee, the American Legion, all of those 50s people. And I became convinced that it was impossible. It was at that point that the student leaders said to me that they had in the past received funds for international programs from the CIA, and that they felt that this was important and could also be partly funded by the CIA.
Well, I mean, did you feel that you really tried? I mean, did you go around...
Let's hit pause real quick. The House on Un-American Activities claimed there was a secret CIA Army-directed program to break up the family. Everything that he said has come out to be true. Joseph McCarthy, the Russians declassified it a decade ago. Now the Russians realize they were put under an accelerated program that we are now under. The same people that did what they did to Russia are now trying it here. They just had to do it slower because we were so much stronger. The czars, were somewhat oppressive, so the Russians never really had the freedom. They'd been under autocratic rule, but it was much less worse than this. It was at least Christian and family-oriented, so it was easier to do under communist. But now that's all declassified, and Russian national TV admits all this and plays these clips. And now that's the kinship we have, that Russia has been oppressed by the very same group. And she's like, oh, these 50s people, yeah, all the people that made America, oh, we had to get around them and we couldn't get funding, so we got it from the CIA to do what? Tell women, you're no good if you stay home with your kids. You're scum. Not, hey, women can do great stuff and be in command jobs if they want it, and let's accept women in. No. You're nobody if you don't leave your kids in daycare and let us give them a bunch of shots and let the state take over. You're nobody if you don't let the state raise your kids. That was the CIA. Now, who said that back in 1954? John Birch Society. They didn't just pull this out of their hat. Why does the John Birch Society back then know everything? Because there were good people in the CIA and everywhere else that leaked it all, the plan. It just sounded so fantastic, and the MSM was dominant. They were able to demonize people that were telling the truth, but not anymore, because those seeds have now grown to mighty oaks. Leanne?
Yeah, well, I know you have reported many times in the past just on that 50 steps to the communist takeover of America, and it was read into the congressional records in the 50s, and just how unbelievable it is. And you were saying how difficult it was for them to implement this takeover here in the U.S. because we were so aware of it. But then when you go back and you read those 50 steps,
everything's been done.
It's happening right now. It's in your face. And
guess what? America finally realized it was under attack and got up and kicked ass.
Yeah. Well, we got to keep fighting now.
I mean, the giant's bloodied and stumbling around, but let me tell you, the little bloody goblin is running for its life.
Yeah, we finally woke up from the stupor, though, but just kind of...
Well, I'm ranting. I want you to come back and go over some of these articles and some of the history of it, but like, I felt like the New York Times goes, oh, Gloria Steinem, CIA, and I'm like, yeah, it's in her own book. Yeah. Now we've got film of it that did air on 60 Minutes later, but was from the New York Times and the Washington Post.
Right.
So there you go, folks. We'll be back. Stay with us. InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like Communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please, click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.